The shorthanded Mavericks look to take out the best offense in the association in the form of the Denver Nuggets. We'll get you ready for tonight's game. Coming up next on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Welcome back to the DLLS Mavs pregame show powered by Michelob Ultra. Tune on your team with Michelob Ultra at 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's a superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the NBA. Kevin Gray alongside our DLLS Mavs analyst Bobby Carella. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys, coming your favorite team, even if we might have to play 10 minutes tonight against the Nuggets.
Oh, God. I haven't done any stretching.
Me either.
Oh, no.
We might have to be like Miles Kelly and just be a two-way guy and sit there and hope they don't call on us tonight.
He is on the team.
He is on the team.
Good for him.
Good for him, for sure. They might need Miles Kelly because the Mavericks short-handed tonight as they take on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Appreciate you joining us here on DLLS Sports. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you are here. Join the over 38,500 subscribers here at DLLS Sports. And happy holidays to you and yours on this Tuesday evening.
I think it's a lot of people's Fridays, right?
It is.
I hope so.
It was my wife's Friday today, so she's off for the rest of the week. So hopefully you get a chance to rest and relax as well during this holiday season.
I will be that annoying person, though, and say if you go out to any retail places or restaurants over the next couple of days, just be cool, be nice.
Yeah, be cool.
Be everyone, and if you're working at those places, good luck. And every single person that comes through there is happy that you're open, even if they don't show it.
Very much so. Very much so. Let's get you ready for tonight's game as the Mavericks take on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. If you're going to be watching tonight's game, you can only do so on NBC or Peacock. Tonight is a nationally televised game, so if you want to watch it, you can do so on NBC or Peacock when it comes to the Mavericks taking on the Denver Nuggets. The Mavericks, of course, come into tonight taking on a Nuggets team that's 21-7 on the season, 12-2 DNVR on the road so far this year. Meanwhile, your Mavericks come home tonight 11-19, 8-9 so far at the American Airlines Center, with the Nuggets a 6.5-point favorite with the over-under at 236.5. The Mavericks, of course, 11-19 on the year, set a game and a half behind the Portland Trail Blazers for the 10th and final play-in spot in the Western Conference, coming off their second straight loss. Unfortunately, last night they lose on the first night of a back-to-back as they did so against the Pelicans, 119-113 on the road as they come in tonight, having gone 0-2 on that road trip after their loss to the Philadelphia 76ers this past weekend. The Mavericks 5-13 so far against the Western Conference and 5-11 against teams 500 or better so far this season. Of course, the Mavericks on the second night of their road home back-to-back as they take on Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. Tonight is the final home game of the 2025 calendar year. After tonight, they will finish up the calendar year on the road for a 3-game West Coast road trip that begins on Christmas Day in Klay Thompson's old stomping grounds in San Francisco as they take on Golden State and Stephen Curry. Meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets absolutely fantastic, 21-7 on the year, third in the West at 4.5 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder for the number one spot in the Western Conference. They are also on the second night of a back-to-back after they got a win last night at home, beating down the Utah Jazz in a 135-112 win inside Ball Arena to finish their 4-game homestand at 3-1. In fact, the Nuggets hot coming into tonight, 7-1 in their last 8 games overall, 15-6 so far against the Western Conference and 11-4 against teams below 500. One of those losses, of course, coming to your Dallas Mavericks.
Damn right.
That's right. The Nuggets, check this out, will start a stretch tonight where they play 8 of their next 9 games on the road away from Ball Arena. Of course, they're on the road tonight against the Dallas Mavericks. Then they'll come home to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They'll go back to Denver to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves on Christmas Day. And then they will engage, and check this out, a 7-game road trip that starts on Saturday against the Orlando Magic. So, Adam Morris, get your traveling shoes on because you're going to be going a lot of different places over the next month or so here. That gets us to Corella Strader scouting report on tonight and what he's looking at in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, so reviewing the previous time that these two teams met, two things stand out. One, Ryan Nembhard absolutely cooked those clowns up in Denver. Now, we'll see if the lads from the Rocky Mountains decide, you know what, we're not going to let that happen again. We're going to pay a little more attention to him this time. That much we'll learn, I guess, in the opening few minutes of the game. But the other thing that really stood out, the Nuggets scored 60 points in the paint that night, which seems like a lot. Okay. Last night, though, the Pelicans scored 72 points in the paint on the Mavs. And unfortunately, those are two installments in a trend. So you go back to the last 11 games that the Mavs have played. That takes us all the way back to the Black Friday game at LA. That was AD's first game back. Now, the next night they played against the Clippers, AD did not play that game. He has not missed a game since, I believe. Or maybe he missed one. I don't know. I don't remember.
One. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long season.
Mm-hmm.
So over the last 11 games, here's a sample of the number of points in the paint the Mavs have allowed. 60, 56, 62, 58, 66, 70, 72. That's a lot. During that time, the Mavs have allowed 58.7 points in the paint per game, which is the most in the NBA. Oklahoma City leads the league, only allowing 38. So the Mavs allow 20 more layups and floaters and dunks and stuff per game than do the Mavs. And you know, there's a few reasons for that. One, obviously, Lively's missed most, if not all, of those games. Gafford, he's been struggling. You know, AD missed a couple of those games. We've gotten a lot of Dwight Powell minutes, and if you're a Dwight Powell hater, you know that dude doesn't really block a lot of shots. PJ even missed a lot of time, you know, and he's kind of a shot blocker.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's just personnel. I think it's the way that it's just the way the Mavs are playing. So they defend pick and rolls two ways. One, they'll either play extreme drop where they just got big dude just hanging out at the rim, basically saying, if you get to the restricted area, I'm going to jump as high as I can, and I'm going to try and block that shot.
Shout out to Daniel Gafford.
They will block a lot of shots doing that, but they'll also commit a lot of fouls, and they will miss the block and allow a lot of layups. Or they'll contest the shot, a miss, and then their guy is already right there for the putback. The other way they'll defend a pick and roll is by going out to the level of the screen and then kind of retreating. It's not really committing to like a blitz or any sort of double team or like building a wall on the perimeter. It's just going up to the level of the screen, so where the screen is happening, kind of doing this, getting real wide, saying, hey, I'm here, and then you backtrack. So it's kind of this like drop coverage, but it starts higher than what they do sometimes. Okay. The problem with that is Gafford is not good in that situation right now because his mobility is very limited. There was a play last night. I should have correlastrated it for the pregame show. Maybe I'll do it for the postgame show. But Gafford is like standing at the free throw line, and dude is laying it in before Gafford is even able to get in the paint. Like he was so slow to react to the play. Even if the big man reacts well, though, you're still relying on backside help. And the way teams are spacing the floor against the Mavs sometimes means that whether it's Cooper or PJ, who would be the weak side lurker while your big man is at the free throw line, that dude is not the weak side lurker. He's like on the strong side, like super far away from the basket. Maybe he's one pass away or whatever. And so you have Najee Marshall or Max Christie or Ryan Nembhard or someone else on the weak side. All of a sudden now they have to tag a roller or a cutter, and they just aren't big enough to cause any problems. And so it's not just a matter of, okay, Anthony Davis can single-handedly anchor a top 10 defense. He does have that ability sometimes. He's not a walking top 10 defense. Everyone else needs to participate. And, you know, I've continued to hammer this point, you know, during this run where the Mavs have been playing better, although they've now lost quite a few games. Over their last 11 games, though, the Mavs are down to 18th in defensive rating. So, again, below league average. And they've hovered right around that 15 to 20 range for a few weeks now, even longer, actually, than just AD's return. So it's a pretty troubling trend, man. And, again, some of it is personnel. Like, if Gafford's at the free throw line but you have AD lurking, you're going to be fine. You know, like, or if you have a big slow to react, you got another big. But now that they only have one big on the floor at basically all times, it might be time to reconsider the way you defend pick and rolls. And tonight, the second night of a back-to-back against Jokic is probably not the best time to experiment.
And the best pick and roll duo in the NBA, probably.
Yeah, Jokic, it's tough, dude. Yeah. I mean, they're a machine. They're a well-oiled machine. They're not the kind of team you want to go up against whenever you're trying to figure out what it is you would do on defense. And it really does feel like right now There's a lot of cracks, and they've got to rediscover or establish an entirely new identity on that end of the floor.
You even saw it last night. I mean, I think at one point, Jason Kidd got so desperate to find anybody or any way to try to stop Zion Williamson from getting into the paint. I mean, he put Daniel Gafford on the floor next to Anthony Davis, and it didn't help at all. Zion Williamson continued to find himself breaking down the defense and getting into the paint.
Well, that was when that play happened. So you had Gafford, you had AD, but the Pelicans spaced the floor to where it was either Derek Queen or Zion. I don't remember who, but they were rolling on the side that had a little guy, not on the side that had AD. So you have Gafford 20 feet from the rim, and then you got, Nembhard having to tag Zion. It's like, that's just not going to work.
It's not going to happen.
So you can't just put good players on the floor and be like, we're going to get stops. You have to find ways to execute.
I guess it's to our lead story going into tonight's game, and to see if the Mavericks can get to 500 as they look to get to 9-9 at home after 18 games. After what was a 2-7 start for the Dallas Mavericks, they have found themselves now winning 6 of their last 8 games at home, including 4 straight at the AAC coming into tonight. So they're looking to extend that streak to 5 games at home as they get ready to end the calendar year of 2025. Of course, that continued with a win over the Detroit Pistons this past Thursday in a 116-114 overtime win, where the Dallas Mavericks had a season-high 15 blocks as a team to take out Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. And, of course, they're dealing with a very talented, very potent, and a very explosive offense in the Denver Nuggets, who, yes, Luke, were able to sit some of their starters, especially last night. They were blowing out the Utah Jazz. So a rested Nuggets team, even on the second night of a back-to-back, the question will be, can they find a way, even with the shorthanded nature that they're dealing with, to continue their home momentum? Because, Bobby, it was an ugly start to the beginning of this season for them at home, where they won just 2 of their first 9 home games. What in your mind has turned around at home for this team with quality wins over the Rockets, over the Heat? We mentioned the Pistons game that they won. What's turned around for them at home a little bit in your mind?
AD getting healthy mattered a lot, but also, I mean, it's all the same things. It's Coop isn't playing point guard anymore. AD isn't playing power forward anymore. D'Angelo Russell isn't playing at all anymore. And all of those things mattered a lot. I mean, Nembhard's been good, although he's fallen off a little bit lately. Don't ask me about it. I'm not ready to talk about it. Okay. I haven't the words.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's those things. But then also it's like, I'm not here to psychoanalyze other teams, but you go on the road, maybe it's your 4th straight road game or whatever, and it's cold and kind of already over the season. It's like game number 26, and you're just, ugh. You look at the standings, and you're playing a team that's 11 games below 500 or whatever, and you're just like, all right, I'm just not weird. I don't really want to
go
try
through the
that
motions
hard
a little
tonight.
bit, yeah.
And then the Mavs just come out and beat your ass. Denver, I think, is going to be a little more motivated than some of those other road teams might have been, because the Mavs just went into their house and ate their lunch a few weeks ago. So I would expect – I guess I would not expect the Nuggets to sleepwalk through the first quarter.
The Mavericks, of course, the Nuggets, going to be led by 3-time NBA MVP Nikola Jokic, who is just having an absolutely unbelievable season. Once again, he is averaging, boys and girls, a triple-double coming into tonight. In fact, he's averaging 28.9 points per game. That's 7th in the association. And he's number 1 in the NBA in rebounds at 12.1 per game and assists at 10.8 assists per contest so far this year. His running mate isn't too bad either in Jamal Murray, who's averaging nearly 25 points per game in 27 games, off to a fantastic start for Jamal Murray. Meanwhile, the Dallas Mavericks, led by Anthony Davis, who's averaging over 21 points per game so far this year and nearly 12 rebounds in 14 games this season. And rookie sensation Cooper Flagg averaging nearly 19 a game in 29 games so far this year. The statistical profile of the Nuggets, especially offensively, is absolutely dizzying. They are number 1 in offensive rating at 123.8. Even though they're number 17 in defensive rating, they still have the overall number 2 net rating in the association, only behind the West leading Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets so far this year, number 1 in points per game, field goal percentage, tied for first in 3-point percentage with the Houston Rockets. Oh, by the way, they're 3rd in free throw percentage, number 3 in the association in assists per game so far through their first 28 games of the season.
The thing about that, too, is that Cam Johnson has kind of stunk it up.
He hasn't been great, yeah. That's a great point.
And they're still number 1 in all those things. So imagine if he just like becomes Cam Johnson again.
If he just became, regular Cam Johnson. Yeah.
And they're missing their third best player for like the last
Aaron Gordon, he's been out.
And Christian Brown's been out forever. It's like,
Like, I don't look.
It's not fair.
This is not DNVR. You can watch them glaze Nikola Jokic, but he has been unbelievable.
Wouldn't you?
What'd you say?
Imagine if we got to talk about Jokic every day.
Oh my gosh, like it's just unreal.
Imagine if we got to talk about one of the best offensive players in the league every day. Is that what you're saying?
I don't even know what that would be like.
We have no idea what that.
We have
no
idea,
man. I can't imagine.
A second of 4 regular season matchups between these two teams. The Mavericks, of course, lead the season series 1-0. They went to Ball Arena on December 1st and got 131 points scored for them over the Denver Nuggets to win that game, 131-121. Speaking of Ryan Nembhard, he was absolutely fantastic in that game with the 28 points and 10 assists that he had that night, kind of his coming out party with the Dallas Mavericks, as he was really, really good. These two teams will play again on January the 14th, right back here at the American Airlines Center. We'll let you know who's in, who's out. We'll take a look at our X Factors going into tonight's game and focus in on our Mavericks player spotlight. But before we get there, let's help you win some money tonight when it comes to Prize Picks.
That is so true, Kevin. And here is what I'm loading up on tonight, all right? Last night, Cooper Flagg let us all down, all right? He came one stat away.
Oh, you needed one
winning me
statistic.
15 buckaroos. So I left him out of the lineup tonight.
Oh, you just X'd him out altogether?
Not a part of my life tonight, Cooper Flagg. Anthony
Tough
Davis,
crowd.
more than 9.5 rebounds. He's a rebounding machine. He's got double-digit rebounds in 4 straight games. Jamal Murray, more than 19.5 points. He was well on his way to doing that against the Mavs last time they played, and then he got hurt. Najee Marshall, more than 9.5 points. What to say, dude? The knife has just been so sharp.
Automatic.
Lately. And then Nikola Jokic, more than 7.5 assists. If all of those things happen, and by the way, 7.5 would be like a pretty bad game for him.
Might be his first half.
If all of those things happen, my $5 play would net me $13, which more than pays for the lunch that I will enjoy on Christmas right here with the fellas as we watch the Mavs take on the Warriors. So, if you want to play along, download Prize Picks. Whenever you make a new account, use promo code DLLS when making your first $5 lineup, and your account will be blessed with $50 in lineups to use on anything you like at any time you choose. On Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Shout out to Gaukajin, who's at the American Airlines Center right now watching us here on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Hope you're having yourself a good time during this holiday season, and hopefully you're having a good time as well as your friends and family this time of year.
You know what the best part about Bobby having that yesterday for Prize Picks was it made the last, 2 minutes of the game
very intriguing.
Extremely fun. Because
I was locked in.
Bobby was yelling at the TV.
Yes.
Even though we knew the Mavs were going to lose.
That's right.
Just wanted Coop to get that one last stat.
Well, he decided that Cooper Flagg wasn't good enough for him tonight and just X'd him out altogether in his Prize Picks.
Well, if you think that me missing out on $15 hurts, how about this? DK Metcalf now loses more than $500,000 in his salary from his suspension and has the guarantees on $45 million voided.
What?
So if he loses his appeal because he's appealing his 2-game suspension.
Upheld it.
Oh, they upheld it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So
he lost $45
million.
So in his
dude,
contract,
imagine if Cooper Flagg was 1 point, rebound, or assist away from $45 million.
That's unreal.
It's gone.
It's voided out of his deal. So
well, they can.
The Steelers can void it
now,
if they want to,
which they will because it's the NFL.
Yeah, like you kidding me? That's a free $45 million they just got.
Yeah, that they can just not give to any players. They can just put right in their pocket.
No, the owners are usually pretty generous. They'll be like, you know what?
Yeah, they're going to evenly distribute it among all the players on their team. Yeah, I'm sure.
Shout out to DK Metcalf being the receiver that the Steelers thought George Pickens was when he was there in Pittsburgh. That's crazy, man. You lost $45 million 2 days before Christmas.
Oh,
yikes! Or
shame on that fan too. That whole thing sucks.
Yeah,
I hate that whole thing.
Yeah, that whole thing was just
sucks.
Weird. It was just weird. If you're going to be watching tonight's game, again, tip-off at 7 p.m. You can do so on NBC or Peacock. That's the only place where you can watch tonight's game. It's a nationally televised game, again, on NBC and Peacock as well. We're going to have a busy day on Christmas Day, as Bobby mentioned. Mavericks taking on the Golden State Warriors, and our DLLS Cowboys crew going to be taking in the Washington Commanders hosting your Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be a busy day for us here at DLLS Sports, so don't miss out. And a shout out to our DLLS Stars crew as the Stars take on the Red Wings tonight. You can check them out on their post-game show after tonight's game as well. Let's let you know who's in and who's out tonight, starting with the visiting Denver Nuggets, and their injury report, not too bad. Tamar Bates, he is out as he's
like half the names aren't even injured. This sucks.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not too bad for them. He's out with the left foot surgery. Christian Brown continues to remain out with the left ankle sprain. Aaron Gordon continues to remain out with the right hamstring strain that he is dealing with. Jonas Valanciunas, who has been dealing with the illness, he is available. And Peyton Watson, check this out, is available as he's been dealing with a right trunk contusion.
What is that? I've never heard of a trunk contusion.
Where do you think your trunk is located?
Like your thigh or something?
Your butt.
Oh, what? Okay.
Backside.
No, it's a bruise to your side, rib cage, back, or abdomen.
No, I didn't know. I was just joking.
Oh,
I was just assuming that's what
so
it
it's
was.
like your back, like above the where the. Okay, so you got your trunk, and then you've got the junk in that trunk. And the junk in the trunk is the bottom. Okay, of the trunk, also the bottom of your body. Okay, the trunk is slightly above it.
Can we clip that, please, so we can have that as a breakdown later? I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I can diagram it for you if you want.
Yeah. Please, no.
No,
actually, no. No, we're good. We're good.
Gosh.
It's a family show. We're good here. Let's
There's nothing. Butts are fine.
I like big butts, and I can't not lie. The injury report for the Dallas Mavericks is something rather scary. You thought the weather outside was frightful in parts of the country. It's frightful for the Mavericks in the injury report. Max Christie, he is out with illness. Musa Cisse, they need a center, so he's available as they smoke away an availability for him on his two-way.
Who's versus Jokic tonight, baby? Let's go.
Okay, all right. Kyrie Irving continues to remain out with his left ACL injury. Miles Kelly, shout out to Miles. He's available tonight with the two-way deal. He's, of course, on. Dwight Powell, unfortunately, is out with illness. Klay Thompson is out on the second night of a back-to-back with left knee soreness. PJ Washington popped up on the injury report today with right midfoot soreness. He's out tonight. Brandon Williams, though, who tweaked his ankle in the game against the Pelicans, was questionable coming into tonight. He is available and going to play. And, of course, Dante Exum and Derek Lively out for the season. Yikes. That is the injury report.
So they have 7 guys out. They
That's
have
right.
18 players under contract, meaning in this game tonight, they will have 11 players available, 3 of whom are on two-way contracts, 1 of whom is nursing a bad ankle in Brandon Williams. The other doesn't play a lot of back-to-backs in AD, and another is Caleb Martin. So this is going to be tough.
And one of them was a DNP CD last night.
Oh, yeah, he
D'Angelo
might as well
Russell.
be out, dude. He might as well be
Yeah.
out. Let's be real. Let's keep it a buck.
So
Who's more likely to get a minute tonight, D'Lo or Miles Kelly?
Miles Kelly.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got to stop getting guys sick, too. What's the
Yeah,
deal?
this whatever illness has been going around, not only is it the Mavericks, it's been going on kind of around the NBA.
They got to travel around in individual planes. That's probably bad for the
not
environment.
individual planes.
Do you want to know who was added to the starting lineup?
For the Mavericks?
Yeah, with PJ being out.
Max Christie.
Jaden Hardy.
Holy
Oh,
moly, dude.
boy. So run it off.
It's going one
run
of
off
two
the starting
ways.
lineup for me.
It's Nembhard, Hardy, Najee, Flagg, AD. Bobby's face.
You hit me with Nembhard and Hardy in the same lineup together.
How's that defense going to be against the Nuggets? Good.
That's barbecue chicken, man. That is barbecue.
Well, it's going to be
chicken.
tough. They're either going to double Jokic and trust Jaden Hardy to make the right decision over and over again.
Jaden Hardy was just words that Bobby said.
That's what you took the words right out of
or
my mouth.
AD's going to foul out. Like this is tough, man. I guess okay, so let's be no negativity December.
All right.
Najee, I think, is perfectly capable of giving Jamal Murray a really hard time. Jamal is really good. Najee.
Oh, Najee. Okay.
Najee can guard Jamal. Now, Jamal's still going to get his. He's a great player. Like, it's, I'm not being a rosy whatever, but Najee can do a good job there. That's my positivity.
Oh, you just let
I think Najee can do fine.
You let that real just
Just
the
let
tail
that
off
hang,
real
yeah.
quick at the end
Let that
there.
hang.
I think Coop is going to shut Spencer Jones' ass down. All right.
Mark Stein has really discussed it a lot, and it's really been an interesting story around the league. Like, two-way guys have been really, really good this year. I mean, we have one of our own in Ryan Nembhard who's been good. Obviously, you saw another one in Dominic Barlow with the Philadelphia 76ers the other night. Spencer Jones, who gave the Mavericks fits the last time these two teams got together, had a career day. against the Mavericks in Denver. There's been some really good two-way guys that have been playing really well this year. But yes, Ryan Nembhard and Jaden Hardy in the starting lineup together. I don't think I ever imagined that at some point this season would have been a starting lineup that you would see.
What did we do
Mavericks.
to deserve this? What did we do?
Let's not talk about it.
I didn't do anything. I just let the record show. I made one joke about a butt. All right? That's it. One butt joke.
And here we are.
I think we might be doing a tankathon spin in post game. Just to,
well, that sounds like negativity. Okay, all right, okay. I got a good and a bad. All right.
Okay.
The duality of man.
All right.
With Jaden Hardy and Ryan Nembhard on the floor together this season in 36 minutes, the Mavs have a 126.3 offensive rating. Can you believe that?
So tell me what the defensive rating was.
135.6. But anyway, it's 72 outside. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yes, Johnny. Shout out to AD playing back-to-backs. Yeah, he's playing back-to-backs. That's a good sign.
To win it. League, take note.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Look at that trade value.
He doesn't need any rest.
Look at that. Speaking of which, Anthony Davis is the focus of our Mavericks player spotlight tonight. He's been excellent. 4 straight double-doubles for the big man in the middle for the Dallas Mavericks. In fact, his last 5 games, all-star, all-NBA type numbers, averaging over 25 a game, giving nearly 14 rebounds a contest, shooting over 54% from the field. That's on 21 attempts a game as well, and giving you a block and a half per game as well, playing nearly 34 minutes every single night.
2.4 free throws. Seems so low.
Yeah, it is pretty low.
He takes a lot of shots.
A lot of jump shots.
There's stuff around the rim too, and that's just not many free throws.
Last night, of course, dropped 35 and 17 against the New Orleans Pelicans. Really dominated as the night one. I had 22 of those, in the first half against the Pelicans. In fact, last time these two teams got together in Denver, AD went off for 32 points and 13 boards in that game. Also had a couple blocks as the Mavericks scored 131 points in that victory over the Denver Nuggets. He's got to be special tonight, given how shorthanded the Mavericks are going to be taking on Nikola Jokic.
Now, Jokic did not look very interested in defending anything around the rim the last time these two teams played. If he brings that same energy, then AD could go for 50 tonight. I mean, the Nuggets were horrible on defense. They were. They were really, really bad. And so, I think that either the Mavs can repeat that because they cracked the code, or the Nuggets are going to say we're not letting that happen again.
Yeah.
And I think it's literally one of those two things. Mavs are going to score 140 or 95. I think that's it.
No in between.
Yeah.
I guess let's to our X Factors quickly before we get out of here on our pregame show. Let's start with number one. You got to protect the rim for the Dallas Mavericks. One of the things they have been terrific at this year. In fact, they're the number 1 team in the league in block shots. They're averaging over 6 blocks per game as a team. In fact, they had a season high 15 in their last home win over the Detroit Pistons. So the Mavericks got to find a way to protect the rim as Anthony Davis will lead that charge there. Number 2, got to find a way to stifle the points off turnovers. The Nuggets, check this out, they're not bad at a lot of things, but they are second worst in the NBA this season in scoring off of turnovers. In fact, they only score 15.6 points off of turnovers so far this year. Only the Wizards, Ron, are worse than the Denver Nuggets in that particular department. Finally, if you're the Mavericks, you got to find some easy buckets when you can get them. The Mavericks have been really good in transition this year. 4th in the NBA in fast break points, scoring nearly 18 points per game in transition. So you got to find some easy buckets against this Nuggets team that doesn't miss a lot of shots. As we mentioned earlier, number 1 in the NBA in field goal percentage. If you're the Mavericks, going to be taking the ball out of the basket quite a bit against this team. So you got to be able to find opportunities to run when you have them. That'll do it for us here on the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. We'll be back here about 10, 12 minutes after the final buzzer. Our national NBA insider, Mark Stein, will be joining us. Ron has the night off tonight. Happy birthday to our guy, Ron.
Happy birthday, Jr., Ron.
Who's enjoying his day today. He'll catch up with us on Christmas Day when the Mavericks take on the Golden State Warriors. Appreciate our guy, Tanner, making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. That is our DLLS Mavs analyst, Bobby Krell. I'm your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you post-game right here on DLLS Sports. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.